In problem 11, we have this company CTF Limited, which is issuing 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each. Okay, now understand that this 10 each, 100 each, sorry, is the face value, and it is issuing at a premium of rupees 20 per share. So from this itself, from the very first information, you have to identify what is the issue price of these shares. You know that we need issue price when we are calculating the commission that is to be paid to these underwriters, isn't it? Okay, so 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each at a premium of rupees 20 per share. The entire issue was underwritten, which means it is fully underwritten or full underwriting. C 5,000, T 3,000 and F 2,000 shares. Okay. Gross liability of all three out of 10, C has taken 5,000, T has taken 3,000, F has taken 2,000 of the total 10,000 shares. Now, if you see, if you try calculating the ratio, you will see that these cannot be further reduced to, or divided by any further number except for eliminating the zeros. So, you have 5:3:2 as the gross liability ratio. Okay. Now, the next step, the most obvious step, is to minus the marked application. So, what do they say? Firm underwriting is here. Shares applied for were 9,000. The following being marked firms, including firm underwriting. Okay. Now, normally when total applications are given to us, they always give us excluding firm underwriting, isn't it? But this is one problem where they are telling us that these marked applications which are there, they include firm underwriting. That means these shares, underwriting shares, are included in these marked forms as well. Are you understanding? So we need to separate them. We always have to separate the firm underwriting shares and keep them away from marked applications and the other applications which are received. Now let's see. Let's do a small working note here. So solution 11, working notes. First one, marked applications. So what exactly are we doing? The marked applications including firm underwriting are given to us. So I'll do like a format, like a table. First I'll write marked applications including firm underwriting minus, this is minus, okay, firm underwriting shares equals marked applications excluding firm underwriting, because these are what we need in order to deduct from their liability. Okay, so you have three people, C, T and F. Let's see how much marked applications are given. Including firm underwriting, the marked applications are 351416. Okay, these many shares, 3,500, 1,400, 1,600. So these marked applications, yes, they have the stamp of all these three underwriters, but inside them you also have included firm underwriting, which is 1,000, this is firm underwriting, right? 1,500 and 500. Is that clear? So reduce them. separate them, take them out of the total marked applications. 1000, 500 and 500. Now actual marked applications without considering firm underwriting are this much: 2500, 900 and 1100. Is this clear? So this is what we will take in our statement as marked applications and not this original figure that were given. Okay. So we have reduced the number of marked or firm underwriting from the marked application. So what was it? We got 2500. Correct? Then 900 and we got 1100. Okay. Now we also need to calculate what were the unmarked applications from the total applications that were received. Now understand this. Shares applied for were 9,000. Okay, these many applications were received, but understand that firm underwriting is also included in this. How? Because marked forms had firm underwriting included inside them, right? Firm underwriting was mixed up or added to the marked forms, and those marked forms were included in this total shares. Is this clear? So shares applied for were actually 9,000 minus the firm underwriting. So second working note for unmarked applications. And what do we need to calculate unmarked applications? Total applications excluding firm underwriting. How do we get total applications excluding firm underwriting? Total applications were 9,000. How much were firm underwriting? 1,000 plus 500 plus 500, you get 2,000, isn't it? So 9,000 minus, I'll write all, 500 minus 500, correct? So these are firm underwriting and these were minused from 9,000 and you got 7,000 as the actual applications that were received from the public. Is that fine? So from these, let's deduct marked applications. Again, we need excluding firm underwriting. Please make sure that firm underwriting is removed from all these figures before you use them for the calculation of unmarked applications. So excluding firm underwriting, these were the marked applications: 25 plus 900, okay, that's 3,400 plus 1,100. Total comes to 4,500. Minus these, okay, and after you minus, you are left with 2,500, which are unmarked applications. Is that fine? So unmarked applications received from public, excluding firm underwriting, no firm underwriting is included in them. So after receiving from public, these are the unmarked applications, which is 2,500. Now a very important thing that you need to find out in the problem is whether benefit of firm underwriting is given or not. Unless you read this statement, do not go forward by calculating the unmarked applications or distributing the unmarked applications. You have to first wait and see whether benefit is given or not given. If benefit is not given, we will take the firm underwriting shares, add them to the unmarked applications that we have just calculated. Am I right? But if benefit is given, then what are we supposed to do? Do not add firm underwriting to these unmarked applications. Don't do that step. Is that fine? Take these unmarked applications as it is 2500 and distribute in the gross liability ratio. So CTF, their ratios are 5:2:3, which means 5/10, 2/10, 3/10, okay, which you have to calculate on the 2500. So how much out of these unmarked applications each one will get? First, let's get the totals, the balances here after minusing 2500, 2100 and 900. Okay, and unmarked applications, let's calculate and see. We have total 2500 unmarked applications. First person gets, his share is 5/10, so he gets 1250, right? Then second person 2500, out of this his share is 3/10, so he gets 750, and similar calculation if we do for F, we get 500. Is this clear? So the balances after deducting the unmarked applications, let's see how much we get. Now one thing you need to remember is when benefit is given, there will be one extra step in the problem. Why? Because we didn't add firm underwriting to the unmarked applications, right? Because benefit is given to individual underwriters. The firm underwriting should not be mixed up or added to unmarked applications and then redistributed. Okay, you have to give the benefit separately. So if C has taken these many firm underwriting, give them that. If T has taken these many firm underwriting shares, give each one that benefit. Okay, so one extra step comes here. First, let's get the balances. So 2500 minus 1250, you again get 1250. Balance over here 1350 and 400. Correct? From this, further minus the firm underwriting, less firm underwriting. So what we are doing now is, instead of taking all these firm underwriting shares and adding to the unmarked applications, when benefit is not given, we do that, right? Instead, we are separately minusing each one's firm underwriting. So C had taken 1000, T had taken 500 and F had also taken 500 firm underwriting shares over here. Clear? Right? So after minusing this, whatever we get will be called the resultant liability or surplus. Let's see what we get. This is a positive figure 250, again positive figure 850, and here it's a negative figure 100. Alright, now since one person has a surplus, the moment it's surplus, that means the moment it is negative, that means somebody has a surplus, right? So in this case, you have to redistribute the surplus of that one underwriter to the other two underwriters. So who has a surplus? F has a surplus. This is distributed among which two people? C and T. In what ratio? Now, which ratio is left? The 3 people's ratio is 5:3:2. Now, F is already having a surplus, so don't take F. The remaining 2, their ratio remains 5:3. So, distribute the 100 in 5:3 ratio. Let's see. 100 multiplied by 5 divided by 5 plus 3, 8, you get 62.5. We will round it up and give 63 shares to C. Is that fine? Since less is already written here, actually you don't need to give the brackets. You may just write the amount 63. And balance 63, 100 minus 63, 37 goes to T. So for F, this will be nullified. He is done. His surplus is gone. It's done. Okay. So what is the net liability? 187 shares. C has to take 813 shares. T has to take. F is done with all his liability. He takes nil. Okay. But including firm underwriting, now if we add up the firm underwriting again, that is 1,500 and 500. Same thing we are adding again over here. We get 1,187, 1,313 and 500. Is that clear? Let's see how much this adds up to. 1187 plus 1313 plus 500 is 3000. Okay. So how 3000? 3000 is basically the unsubscribed portion which these three are finally going to take. How do we know that? The company issued 10,000 shares. How many applications did it receive? Total applications received from the public is 7,000. Excluding firm underwriting, don't take firm underwriting. Okay. So excluding firm underwriting was 7,000, which means 10,000 minus applications received 7,000. The remaining 3,000 were the unsubscribed shares, which these three have finally agreed to take. Is this clear? Yes. So at least this part as to what is to be done with the share applications, or how much of liability is to be calculated, I hope at this point it is clear.